It started with a scream, one no one could quite place. High-pitched, wavering, echoing through the pines just outside the edge of town. It didn't sound human, but it didn't sound fully animal either. Somewhere in the swampy underbelly of Bladenboro, North Carolina, a dog let out one last, terrified howl. Then, silence. The next morning, December 29, 1953, Johnny Voss found two of his dogs lying in the dirt behind his house. Both were dead. One had its jaw completely crushed. The other had no visible wounds, but its body was drained of blood. That's when people started to whisper. That's when the fear began. Bladenboro was the kind of place where nothing ever happened, until something did. Nestled in the shadow of endless longleaf pine forests, with swamps and creeks threading through its outskirts, it was a town caught between tobacco fields and time. Most folks were farmers, churchgoers, war veterans, trying to rebuild peaceful lives. In the winter of '53, people were thinking about post-Christmas church services and new farming equipment, not monsters. But something was hunting. Something that didn't leave the usual clues. As the new year crept in, the attacks escalated. By January 1st, 3 more dogs had been found dead, each one mangled in bizarrely similar fashion. Broken jaws, deep puncture wounds behind the ears, zero blood at the scene. These weren't just kills. They were surgical. The people of Bladenboro were used to the occasional wild animal. Black bears, bobcats, even the odd panther rumor. But nothing like this. Whatever it was, it hunted with ruthless efficiency, and it only attacked at night, the way the bodies were left. No blood, no drag marks. Implied intelligence, deliberation, almost like a signature. Then came the sightings. One woman reported seeing a massive, shadowy figure slinking around the edge of her property. When she stepped outside, it turned toward her, and she ran, slamming the door behind her. Another man, James Pittman, claimed he fired at the creature with his shotgun when it tried to climb onto his front porch. "It just looked at me," he said, like it wasn't scared of bullets. Descriptions varied, but they painted a horrifying picture. 4 to 5 feet long, dark gray or black fur, a cat-like gait, but unusually thick in the shoulders. Some said its eyes glowed yellow in the dark, and the sound. It cried like a baby. Locals reported hearing an eerie, infant-like wailing, echoing through the woods at night. It would start soft, then build, like it was trying to lure something out. As the fear spread, Sheriff George Fors attempted to keep the town calm, but he couldn't deny what was happening. He examined the bodies himself. He saw the crushed skulls, the drained corpses, the complete lack of tracks in some cases, as if the thing could fly or vanish. It wasn't natural, he later admitted. Whatever it was, I'd never seen it before. Newspapers caught wind of the panic, dubbing it the Beast of Bladenboro. Overnight, the quiet little town became a magnet for thrill-seekers and self-appointed monster hunters. More than 800 men, some from neighboring counties and military bases, descended on Bladenboro with rifles, spotlights, and bloodhounds. They set traps, tracked shadows, and baited clearings with meat. But the beast never took the bait. The mayor, sensing both opportunity and chaos, played into the media storm. He even screened a creature feature, the big cat, at the local theater. Some saw it as satire, others as a challenge. Either way, the atmosphere in town had shifted. The woods were no longer a place of peace. They were the beast's domain. On January 5th, another pet was found dead, its skull crushed. Then, 2 nights later, a farmer claimed something leapt at him from the shadows while he was checking his shed. He saw 2 gleaming eyes and a blur of fur before slamming the door. His chickens were gone by morning. Tracks were found, A strange combination of feline and canine prints, some large, some small. Almost like a parent and child hunting together, or something even stranger. By January 13th, the sheriff announced they had killed the creature. A 35-pound bobcat was shot and strung up in town for the press to photograph. Its mouth was stuffed with cotton to make it appear more menacing. The body was hung from a flagpole as a public warning. The beast was dead, but no one bought it. The bobcat was far too small. It didn't match the eyewitness accounts. It lacked the muscular build, the dark fur, the yellow eyes. And most importantly, it didn't drain blood. Locals called it a cover-up, a way to soothe public nerves. Even Sheriff Forbes admitted privately that the bobcat was just a gesture. And then the attack stopped. The beast vanished as suddenly as it had come. But the silence didn't bring peace. Only more questions. So what was it? Wildlife experts suggested a rogue panther or cougar. The Carolinas had been home to panthers in the distant past. Could one have survived in secret deep in the swampy forests? Unlikely, but not impossible. Others proposed an escaped exotic predator, a jaguar or melanistic leopard brought over by a traveling show, zoo, or private collector. These animals are more than capable of crushing skulls and draining blood. A Reddit theory later claimed the beast's behavior perfectly matched that of a black jaguar. Then there's the hybrid theory, a coyote-wolf crossbreed, perhaps with a genetic mutation. But even that doesn't explain the puncture precision or the eerie cries. And then, there are those who think it wasn't an animal at all. Cryptid researchers point to legends of vampiric creatures, blood-draining predators from Native American and early settler folklore. Could the beast be one of these ancient myths made real? A remnant of something older than the forest itself? In 2007, the legend came roaring back. A Bladenboro farmer found dozens of his animals dead. Chickens, goats, even calves. Each body was untouched, except for a single puncture wound near the neck. No blood, no drag marks, no tracks. It was as if the beast had returned after half a century, or had never left. To this day, no one knows what really happened in Bladenboro during those 2 icy weeks in 1954, but the town hasn't forgotten. Each year, Bladenboro hosts Beast Fest, a celebration of its most terrifying tale. Vendors sell t-shirts and stuffed cryptids. There's music, food, and local lore. In 2024, a historical marker was finally erected to honor the legend. It reads simply, in 1954, a mysterious creature terrorized this town. Its true identity remains unknown, but talk to the older residents, those who lived through it, and they'll tell you with cold certainty. It wasn't just hysteria. It wasn't just a bobcat. Something unnatural walked through their town. They remember the howls, the hunts, the way dogs refused to leave their owners' sides at night. One elderly man recalled, you'd hear it crying out, just like a baby. But it was too perfect, like it knew what fear sounded like. And that's the part that never sat right. The beast didn't just kill. It hunted with intent. It wanted to be seen. It wanted to be feared. So, what really happened? Did a rogue predator wander through town, cause chaos, and vanish back into the wilderness? Was it a creature of legend, feeding on panic as much as blood? Or was the entire thing a case of mass hysteria, fueled by post-war anxiety, cold nights, and overactive imaginations? Maybe, but ask yourself this. If it was just a bobcat, why haven't the attacks ever stopped completely? Why do similar reports keep surfacing across the South? Mutilated livestock, bloodless kills, eerie cries at night? And if it was something more, where is it now? Sleeping? Watching? Or waiting for winter to return? If this sent a chill down your spine, hit like, subscribe, and join us here on Shocked History, where we pull back the curtain on the past and stare into the shadows. What do you think the Beast of Bladenboro really was? Drop your theory in the comments. Because remember, some legends aren't just stories. They're warnings.